welcome back to the concluding part of our presentation on Introduction to E-commerce Sites by Neurosystems. So we were talking about, going beyond your e-commerce website and thinking more in terms of what your strategy will be, and basically having a business, all your vendors and providers understand and respect that overall strategy. Because just starting off with the design first approach is not an approach that I recommend to my customers. You are and people really many times don't listen in spite of that advice, but it's something that I would continue to give, is that you need to have a proper online business plan before you start investing in all these various aspects of your e-commerce site. And yeah, it's true that clarity only comes in sometimes when you dive into it, but that's the reason why I'm creating a presentation like this, so that you know what it takes to kind of think through everything before you just like dive into it. Having said that, that you have to evolve, and that needs to be a part of your plan too, right? Is that there are many things that you cannot cater to and you cannot understand till you go online and you have the data coming in. But what's important to understand is that you budget in a fashion that you learn from your mistakes online, and you are able to then rectify them and then invest in marketing, rather than just simply going all guns blazing, getting the most kick-ass system and then realizing that, hey, this is not working when you've already invested a lot of funds in it. You need to really be careful about that, right? You need to, yes, have a good platform. As I mentioned, a platform is a one-time investment, but what features you get in a platform are something that you could afford to defer for later, right? And not everything is critical. So having explained this, I can summarize the tips as the drain is in sustenance and not building. Evolve over time. Don't bite more than you can chew, and build what you manage. In the first point, when I say the drain is in sustenance, not building, it means that if you have a model where you have to invest upfront in a good platform and a good site development, that is worth it, because that would probably ensure that there are lesser defects and you're more agile in terms of your maintenance needs, rather than kind of being very short-sighted and having a very tight budget, and under investing and being undercapitalized. I mean, the honest truth is that if you're undercapitalized, you're screwed from the beginning. So if you have a tight budget, then you really need to rethink your entire strategy to fit that budget, rather than trying to cut corners on a larger strategy. So you, like I said, you could go for something like Shopify and have a very good site on Shopify, right? And understand what your limitations are and work with that, rather than investing in a hosted solution and then trying to cut corners on the hosted solution, because that's not going to work for you, trust me. So yeah, this is something really important to keep in mind for based on what your cost constraints are. I hope you found this presentation very informative and practical to follow, and I do hope that you make the right decisions and you have a successful e-commerce journey. From Neurosystems, this is Arjun signing off. Thank you so much for listening to this presentation.